こんにちは、ジャパニーズアーモのミサです。Hey guys, today I'm going to teach you how to use beki in Japanese. Beki is often translated as must or should, but we've learned other ways to say must, have to, should, right? So if you haven't watched the video on はず, I want you to watch that video first because はずis also often translated as should, and I've seen a lot of students using はず instead of beki or the other way around. So はず is used when you expect someone to do something, or when you expect something should happen. So for example, トムは来るはず can be translated like Tom should come, as in I expect Tom to come. So this is different from, oh, Tom must come. And there are other ways to say should, must, right? So if you're giving advice and you want to say, you should do something, he should do this, then we use the past tense, た plus ほうがいい. So I've already mentioned this in the video where I explained はず. So I'm not going to explain this too much, but for example, if you want to say, you should do your homework, that's as advice, then you'd say, 宿題をした方がいいよ。宿題をした方がいいよ。So when you want to say, Tom should come, as in, I believe, I expect Tom will come, then you'd use the plain form plus はず. So you'd say, トムは来るはず。トムは来るはず. But for example, when you want to make an advice and you want to say, you should come or he should do this, then we use the past tense た plus 方がいい. So we say, 来た方がいいよ to mean you should come. Or if you want to say, you should do your homework, then you'd say, 宿題をした方がいいよ。宿題をした方がいいよ。This た方がいい is probably the most common thing you'd hear. You'd definitely hear this more than はず or beki, so you really have to remember this. た方がいい. Okay? And also there is another way to say must. Like you must, you have to. I must, I have to. So that's using the negative form without the e, so ない becomes な plus ければいけない or ならない. Or very informally, you can also just say なきゃ. So I already have a lesson on this too, so please check that out. If you haven't learned any of these forms yet, you should probably not watch this video yet. You should go back to learning those grammar points first. But anyway, for example, if you want to say, I have to go home by 6 o'clock, then for this kind of sentence, you'd use this なきゃ、なければいけません or なければなりません. So you could, for example, say 6時までに to mean by 6 o'clock. 6時までに帰らなきゃいけません。or 6時までに帰らなければなりません. This is very formal. If you want to say more informally, you can just say 6時までに帰らなきゃ。6時までに帰らなきゃ. This is the most natural way to say I have to go home by 6. So these はず、た方がいい、なければなりません can mean something like should, must, right? Along those lines. And now let's learn how to use this beki. Beki is also often translated as should, must, but this is about doing the right thing. 当然のこと、the right thing. So it's either about doing the right thing, 当然のこと, or something that the society expects you to do. 常識的に考えてした方がいいこと. something one should do based on the common sense. 常識的、社会的に正しいこと。The socially right thing. So for example, if you see an old person, you should give up your seat, right? And that's something the society kind of expects you to do. That's the ethical thing to do. That's the morally correct thing to do, right? 道徳的なことですね。So for this kind of sentence, you'd use beki. Okay? So the elderly, you could say お年寄り、お年寄り. And the seat, you say 席、席. And to give up a seat, to give up your seat, we would use the verb 譲る、譲る. So when you give up your dream, for example, you'd use the verb 諦める、諦める. So you could, for example, say 諦めたくない、I don't want to give up. Or 諦めないで、don't give up. But for this sentence, to give up your seat, we say 席を譲る、席を譲る. You're giving up your seat to somebody, for somebody. So we use the ni particle, direction. So you say お年寄りに席を譲る. And to mean you should give up your seat to the elderly, we add beki at the end and say お年寄りに席を譲るべき. Okay? お年寄りに席を譲るべき. But you will hear this beki at the end, right? But it's meant to be incorrect. When using this beki, you are supposed to use da or des or, the conjugated version of da or des, like じゃない for negation or だった for the past tense. Or you put a noun after beki. So technically, it's incorrect to say beki at the end of the sentence without da or des, but you will see this anyway. So, yeah. So it's more acceptable now. But to Japanese people, it might sound more correct to add da or des. So we might rather say お年寄りに席を譲るべきだ. But the problem with putting da at the end of the sentence is that it can sound masculine or it sounds like a very strong statement. So you'd only use this da at the end if you're writing a book, so it's in the book, or you're using a masculine speech. But even men don't really put da at the end of the sentence anyway. So for example, when you want to say you're beautiful, people would say 綺麗 or 明美は綺麗 you're beautiful 明美. People don't say 明美は綺麗だ. Right? It just sounds a bit odd. It kind of sounds like an anime speech as well. So to avoid that, what we can do is add yo. Then that sounds more natural for the informal speech. So for the formal speech, you can think that we would use beki da yo, almost like 85%. So you'd see beki da when it's written. It's common. But when people are speaking, people might say beki da yo. Although one thing to remember, this beki is not really used when speaking anyway. So even if it is not really usually directed at the listener. So when you want to say you should, you don't really say お年寄りに席を譲るべきだ or お年寄りに席を譲るべきだよ to the person who is not giving up the seat. Because it can sound too harsh. Okay? Even if the person is not really a good person who's not giving up their seat, you might want to be rude and all. But Japanese people still don't really like using this beki da. But they would probably say たほうがいいよ. That's the advice form. So it sounds more natural to say お年寄りに席を譲った方がいいよ. It still means you should give up your seat. So it can be like, hey, like what you're doing is wrong. You should give up your seat. So it's not that it's very soft or anything. It's just that it sounds more natural to use this advice form, たほうがいいよ. Because this beki is talking about what everyone is probably thinking. This is what the society wants. So it's not really targeted at a specific person. It's more like this is what everyone should do. For example, let's say I'm really ignorant. I don't know how to act in other countries. And for example, I could ask my American friend, should I give up my seat to the elderly in America? So I know I should in Japan, but I don't know if that's what I still should in America. Then I could say, アメリカでもお年寄りに席を譲るべき？アメリカでもお年寄りに席を譲るべき？ So that's a question, right? べき? For the formal speech, we can just add です or ですか if it's a question, right? So アメリカでもお年寄りに席を譲るべきですか? That's the formal version. Okay? So here, if you say お年寄りに席を譲らなければなりません. It kind of sounds like that's your obligation. And it kind of sounds like you don't want to. Like it kind of sounds like, I don't want to, but I have to. I don't want to give up my seat, but I have to give up my seat. 席を譲らなければなりません。or 席を譲らなきゃ informally. And if you say はず、席を譲るはず, then it kind of sounds like that's what you're expecting from the other person. So it's like, I'm expecting him to give up his seat. So for example, you see a man sitting there comfortably and you're with your friend and an old lady comes in and she's looking for a seat and you're talking to your friend like, oh, he should. Like, I bet he will give up his seat. Like, that's what, like, he should give up his seat. Not as in that's what he must do, but rather that's what I'm expecting him to do. Then, yeah, おばあちゃんに席を譲るはず works, but that's not like you're saying that's what he should do, that's what he must do. For this, you can use this beki and say, あの男の人は席を譲るべき or あの男の人は席を譲った方がいい And other examples, you should keep your promise, right? Again, that's what most people believe, right? That's the ethical thing to do, keeping a promise. So, to keep a promise, we say 約束を and we use the verb to protect. 守る So, 約束を守る Again, if you want to say you should keep a promise, you should keep your promise as advice, then you can use the たほうがいい and say 約束を守った方がいいよ約束を守った方がいいよ But if you're not really saying to anyone, like, or it's just not an advice, it's you're saying that that's what everyone should do, you'd say 約束を守るべき or 約束を守るべきだ to be more correct, or 約束を守るべきです So imagine being a kid reading a book. There is this bad wolf not keeping his promise. And you want to say, oh, you should keep your promise because that's the right thing to do. You'd think to yourself, 約束を守るべきだ。約束を守るべきだよ。Since we have this expression, 約束を守る, let's make a sentence, you should be punctual. one should be punctual. So to be punctual, we use the same verb 守る to protect, to keep, plus the word for time. So time we say 時間 right? 時間 So 時間を守る means to be punctual. So you could say 時間を守るべきだ時間を守るべきだよ informally. 時間を守るべきです formally. So this is like one should be punctual. But if you want to make it sound more like one must be punctual, like that's what's required, then you could say 時間を守らなければなりません. That you can use the なければなりません form, like you must. That's the rule. 時間を守らなければなりません. Another example. 他の例文. You see a man tossing a can on the street and you want to say, you should put that in the bin. You can use beki. 当然のことでしょ? It's the right thing to do, right? So, to put something in the bin, we say ゴミ箱に捨てる something をゴミ箱に捨てるゴミ is trash, rubbish ゴミ箱 bin 箱 means box, right? So trash box, so bin ゴミ箱に捨てる捨てる means to throw away. For example, お母さんにエロ本を捨てられたお母さんにエロ本を捨てられた My mom threw away my porn magazines or erotica 捨てる in this case is in the passive form, expressing that that's not what you wanted. That's not like you feel like you were a victim. Again, I have a lesson on this, so please check it out. But yeah, 捨てる is to throw away. If you want to say, you should put that in the bin, you should throw away that in the bin, you'd say, ゴミ箱に捨てるべき。ゴミ箱に捨てるべきです。By the way, if you live in Japan, you probably struggle a lot, like where to put like certain things, right? Like which bin is correct. And you want to ask your Japanese friend, like, should I put this in this bin? So for this sentence, you don't have to say beki for should I. Like, you don't have to say, これはここに捨てるべき. I'm just using これ and ここ, so we can focus on the language rather than the complicated system. So, これはここに捨てるべき. And this is fine too, but the most common way I would say is これはここに捨てればいいかな or これはここに捨てたらいいかな So, for the first sentence I said これはここに捨てればいいかな So the important thing this is えば And for the second sentence too, I used tara, which is again is the conditional form. So eba and tara are both conditional forms if there are differences between those two, and I have made lessons explaining them. But when you want to say should I, would it be good if I do something? Would it be better if I do something? You'd use this tara or eba plus e. So you helped your friend carry something and you arrived at your friend's house and you want to say, should I put it here? You can say, ここに置けばいい。ここに置けばいい。置く to put something on like a surface. To put down. 置く。置けばいい。If I put it here, is it good? So you can use it like, should I put it here? And instead of 置けば, you can also say 置いたら。置いたらいい and back to 捨てる捨てればいい or 捨てたらいい and I put かな at the end, which means I wonder. So literally this whole sentence means I wonder if it's good, it would be good if I throw away this thing in here. So yeah, you can now ask your friend which bin to use, right? So ペットボトルはここに捨てればいい？ペットボトルはここに捨てればいいかな？ Again, you're not really asking what would be morally correct, right? You're just asking what would be like good, what would be correct. So, yeah. But if you're talking about, for example, the environment and how you should save the environment by recycling, and you want to say that you should throw away plastic bottles in this specific bin because that's the ethical thing to do, then you have to say ペットボトルはここに捨てるべき。And you can use this べき with negation べきじゃない or べきではありません。So you shouldn't do something because that's not the right thing to do. Because that's not the ethical thing to do. So, for example, you shouldn't lie. Then, to lie we say 嘘をつく嘘をつく So, we don't negate the verb 嘘をつく嘘をつく stays the same, but we just put べきじゃない or べきではありません So that's kind of easy, right? So you can say 嘘をつくべきじゃない informally end 嘘をつくべきではありません That's the most formal way. So in between you can also use じゃありません So you can say 嘘をつくべきじゃありません嘘をつくべきじゃありません Or you shouldn't steal. Then to steal we say 盗む盗む So 盗むべきじゃない or 盗むべきじゃありません Or you can also use べきではない So there are like levels of formality, right? So first, the most common way to say is not, to be not, informally is じゃない So if I want to say I'm not a student, I would say 学生じゃない And this is the most natural way to say I'm not a student informally. And if I say 学生じゃないです That's formal enough. That's formal speech because you have です at the end. But if you want to make it a bit more formal, you can say 学生じゃありません学生じゃありません So compared to this じゃありませんじゃないです That sounds more like semi-formal speech. But you can definitely use it when speaking to your like neighbors and stuff. It really depends on your relationship and also how fast you want the conversation to be. Like if you want to keep it short, you'd say じゃないです because that's shorter than じゃありません And to be extra formal, you can say ではありません That sounds more like you're talking to your boss or client or business email ではありません is common. And also there is this ではない So this might look informal because it's similar to じゃない But you don't use this ではない with your friends unless you're like pretending to sound like a super smart person. I don't know. ではない is mainly used when writing. Okay, so you'd see this in books all the time. ではない ではない So if you're reading about morals, you might see 盗むべきではない盗むべきではない Okay, now let's see how to use べき with the past tense. べきだった or べきでした So that means I should have done something. So if you want to, for example, say I should have been more careful, you can say to be careful plus べきだった or べきでした So to be careful, we can say 気をつける気をつける And if you want to say more, like we should have been more careful. もっと気をつけるべきだった。もっと気をつけるべきだった。or もっと気をつけるべきでした。もっと気をつけるべきでした。You might hear this べきでした、べきだった、in business situation maybe quite often. If you want to express your regret towards something that you didn't do, like I wish I didn't do something, or I wish I did something. Again, we would use the condition form ever and plus よかった。So if you want to say, oh, I should have studied more, you can say, もっと勉強すればよかった。もっと勉強すればよかった。So する becomes すれば and plus よかった。Literally, it would have been good if I studied more. Or if you want to say, oh, I shouldn't have said that. You could say, 言わなければよかった。言わなければよかった。So 言う becomes 言わない not say. And then 言わなければない always becomes なければ。So なければよかった。It would have been good if I didn't say that. So もっと勉強すればよかった。And もっと勉強するべきだった。Basically mean the same thing. But するべきだった sounds more objective because べき is often used about something that the society wants, expects, right? So it sounds more objective. Whilst if you say もっと勉強すればよかった it sounds more subjective. It's something you wished you did. Like, oh, it would have been good if I studied more. So I said 勉強すればよかった and 勉強するべきだった. Right? So with this する, you will also hear すべき instead of するべき. Some people say すべき is the only one that you should be using. But するべき is definitely also common and it's more acceptable now. People use it. So I don't think you have to be worried. I think even in exams, both are correct now. するべき and すべき. But you should remember that you will see this すべき a lot instead of するべき. So that's one thing you want to be careful because when you see just すべき, you might be thinking, but there is no verb す, right? Because we don't conjugate the verb in front of べき. So you might be like, what's going on? But that's the thing. We also say すべき. So for example, I said that this べき is also used in front of nouns a lot. So if you want to say things that you should do, you can say すべきこと, すべきこと. Or we can also use the verb やる, which also means to do. やるべきこと, やるべきこと. Then it means things to do, as in things you should do because that's the right thing to do. Okay, before we end this video, let's take a look at the differences between たほうがいい、なければなりません、はず, and this べき, using the verb to pay. 払う、払う. Okay, so if you use 払う with べき and say 払うべき, then that sounds like you should pay because that's the right thing to do, right? So if you, for example, say 現金で払うべき, then it means you should pay in cash because that's the right thing to do. That's what the society wants. So it kind of, it obviously depends on the situation, but not very common, right? Obviously, just 払うべき on its own is very natural because you should pay for stuff. So, yeah. But for example, if you want to say you should pay in cash because that's easier, like it's just some advice, then which one would we use? We use たほうがいい. So for this たほうがいい, we have to make the past tense, simple past tense. So 払う becomes 払った、払った. That's the past tense, right? Paid, 払った. So if you want to say I already paid, you can say もう払った、もう払った. Anyway, you should pay. 払った方がいいよ. Right? And then you want to say in cash. 現金で払った方がいいよ。現金で払った方がいいよ。 現金で払った方がいいよ。But if the restaurant, for example, only accepts cash and you have to pay in cash, then we use なければなりません。or なければいけません。or なきゃ。So, 現金で払わなきゃ。informally. 現金で払わなければいけません。or 現金で払わなければなりません。And if you're expecting that you should pay in cash, you think that they only accept cash, for example, then you can use はず. So you can say 現金で払うはず。現金で払うはず。This sentence is not so natural, although you might often hear 現金で払えるはず。I should be able to pay by cash. 現金で払える。The potential form can pay. 払えるはず。Alright, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned quite a bit. If you did like this video, right, you should like this video. You should give it a thumbs up. That's the right thing to do, okay? So, I would say, 高評価ボタン押すべきです。いいねボタン押すべきです。Nah, I should actually just say, いいね押してください。or いいね押してくれたら嬉しいです。or 高評価ボタン押してくれたら嬉しいです。What are the sort of things that you think Japan should do or Japan should change? And you can try using beki in the sentence. For example, I could say, 日本はもっとベジタリアン料理のレストランを増やすべきだ。増やすべきです。Or maybe you might be thinking something like, 日本人はもっと目を見て話すべきです。日本人はもっと目を見て話すべきです。I'm curious to see what you think is right. Like what you think would be better based on your common sense or based on your moral. Not just Japan, but I'm curious about your own country too. You could let me know what could be changed in your country. For example, it's just an example. I don't know the real situation. But you could, for example, say, アメリカは最低賃金を上げるべきです。アメリカは最低賃金を上げるべきです。最低賃金 is minimum wage. はい。ちょっと難しかったですか？このはずは日本語能力試験 N3 レベルです。だから、N4 とか N5 の文法に比べて難しいですね。でも N3 を勉強してる人はコメントは日本語で頑張ってください。はい。じゃあ、またねー。バイバーイ。